Half a day. This is Orlando Cruz here. I'm an instructional coach with curriculum instruction, and today we're going to go over a resource called Jamboard. Jamboard is an interactive digital whiteboard that allows for some cooperative learning opportunities and it ties in very well with Google Classroom. So we're starting here on the Google website, and as you can see in the top right, I'm signed into my account, right? You want to make sure you're signed in, and next to it is the waffle. I'm going to click on that waffle and I'm going to search for that application. I'm scrolling down here and I see it right here. It's called Jamboard, and we're going to click that and it'll bring us to Jamboard. Okay, I had one already started, but for the purpose of this video, we're going to start a new one. Okay, I'm going to pull my video up real quick, and on the bottom right over here, there's a plus sign. This plus sign will allow us to create a new Jamboard. So let me click on this. Okay, and here's our new Jamboard. It looks like a blank white piece of paper. Okay, so this is like our digital interactive notebook. I'll bring you through some of the features here. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rename this Jamboard. Because this is for the district, I'm going to simply name it GDOE Jamboard. The GDOE Jamboard. Okay. The next feature I want you to see is right here in the top. It says 1 of 1. So this is where I mentioned this is an opportunity for cooperative learning. We can make multiple Jamboards, right? This can be accessed by your entire class at the same time. And instead of everyone cluttering one digital interactive whiteboard, we can make multiple. So when I click on the right arrow, there's 2 of 2, 3 of 3, 4 of 4, 5 of 5. I think of this like giving a sheet of butcher paper to like a small group of 4. So I usually have a class of like 30, so I'd have about 5 or 6 pieces of paper or butcher paper, and I give one large butcher paper to each group. So you can think of it that way, that you can create these different frames, right? Multiple frames, and then you can assign small groups to each one and have them collaborate and discuss content on that. So I already created 5. I'm going to use the left arrow to go to the first one. So if you can see, here's 1 of 5. This is the first one. The next feature I want to go over is the background, right? If I click on this background, it lets me pick different backgrounds. I can have a black chalkboard, right? I can also have it color blue. And for our math teachers here, right, we have graph paper, right? And if you want to go with 3-dimensional, you even have these dots here to help us draw those 3-dimensional shapes for mathematics, like in geometry, okay? We also have line paper. So if it's something that you want them to organize, like a composition notebook, right, you can have this as well. For the purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to leave it, because I taught math, I'm going to leave it with the grid paper, okay? The next item, we're going to look at the panel over here on the left. These are the multiple tools you can use to engage this interactive whiteboard, okay? So the first tool here is a drawing tool. If I click the little arrow, I can select from a pen, a marker, a highlighter, a brush. I can also choose the different colors, right? So if I wanted to use a pen and I wanted to use the color blue, I'd select these two, right? And when I go over here, I can create a little, a little mark on the board, okay? This is how it is like an interactive whiteboard, right? So for all of those educators out there that want to still reference some writing while we're delivering content, this could be a piece that could supplement your lesson delivery, okay? I'm gonna also, let's go look over here. There's also a back button here, an undo button. So if you ever want to erase or step back, right, we can click on this and you can see one by one it comes out, right? Let's go look at the marker. I'm gonna have a marker. I'm gonna select red. Okay, so you can see the different the different writing tools here. Okay, again, I can click on back to undo it. I also have this option for an eraser. So this eraser here, right, allows me just to take out portions of it, right? So if I want to just take a portion of it instead of undoing the whole thing, I have that. I can also have more control as far as deleting, right, erasing pieces on the Jamboard. Okay. This is a selection tool, so when we put things on here, we can move them around with the selection tool. Let me show you how that works. I like this one right here. This is a sticky note. I can pick different color sticky notes, right? So if I can say here, group 1, and then I will say detail, or show me a picture of your favorite animal. I can click save, and here is my sticky note. And if I use the cursor, the select tool, right, I can pick on this, click on it, and I can move it anywhere on the Jamboard, right? We can duplicate it, we can delete it, we can edit it, right? So I'm gonna leave that here, right, so that others who join me on this Jamboard are able to furnish a picture of their favorite animal, right? Let me show you how that works. I'm gonna skip this one, right? So we already did a sticky note. Let's go look at adding an image. So here's how we can add pictures. So my favorite animal. Okay, I'm gonna click on these options here. You can pick a photo of yours. You can go to your Google Drive and you can do a Google search, right? So this is gonna pull it from the internet. I'm gonna do a Google search, and because I taught at a Stumbo and our mascot was a dragon, right? I'm gonna pick a dragon and select this. And here's a picture of my favorite animal. Okay, and we can manipulate it. I can rotate it here. I can also make it smaller. I can make it larger. All right. Again, you have these options here, the snowman, the 3 dots. We can duplicate, delete, and we can have an order. We can have it go on top of something or behind something. But because it's the only thing here, this won't apply. So I'm gonna drag this here, and I'm gonna have that as my favorite animal. Okay. We also have a tool here to create shapes, right? So we can have here, you can create a circle, square, triangle, diamonds, arrows, and a rounded rectangle. So I invite you to try this tool so that you can create. I select that and create your circle. Okay. And then there's the text box. We have this text box here, and we can click on that tool and click here and then type up something. This is a sample of what we can do on Jamboard. Okay, I can manipulate it. I can make it narrow. I can make it larger like this. It's just like a simple text box, right? I can make it larger, I can make it smaller, and I can even rotate it, right? I can rotate it with this corner here. And then I have the 3 dots. Again, these give me options to edit, duplicate, delete, or put it in an order. Okay, send to the back. Let's go show what happens when we send it to the back. When I send it to the back, look what happens. It becomes behind, right? It becomes, it brings the circle figure to the front, and this one's in the back. Okay, I can select it, and I can put it order, bring it to the front, and it goes in front of the circle. So that's an example of Jamboard, right? There's this last tool here where we can use this as our laser pointer. So I believe some educators might find this tool handy, right? We can prepare several Jamboards before class, invite our student by sharing a link, and then we can bring their focus to this part and say, this is my favorite animal here, right? The dragon, right? I want you to look at this sentence here. So that's my digital laser pointer, right? And then we can say what shape is this, right? For maybe our elementary educators in kindergarten and first grade, right? and we can even prepare multiple tasks, right, by going to the next board and inviting them. Okay, so we see what Jamboard can do. We can have content displayed on each frame, and then at the end of that processing, right, of processing of information, you can invite students to rotate, right, gallery walk amongst those Jamboards, and then add a sticky note, right, on a glow and grow, right? So let me put green. This is going to be a grow. And then we can have this as my feedback, right? So Jamboard is a great way to allow for collaboration. It allows for a little bit of cooperative learning, and it leverages all of these digital tools to help put these ideas onto something that we can look at together, right? Now, the last part I want to show is how we can share this, right? I want to be able to share this Jamboard onto my Google Classroom, and let me show you how that looks like. I'm going to click on share here, and right now it's specifically restricted, private only to me, right? When I click on this, it brings up this menu, this box, this window. Let's give it a moment. Okay, this share button now gives us these windows that'll help us bring this Jamboard to our Google Classroom. I need you to look at a few of these options to make sure that when we share it with our students, they're able to put pictures, they're able to draw on it, they're able to add sticky notes, because if we don't set this permission correctly, all they'll be able to do is view that link. So right here, if you look at the bottom window, we can copy the link, but if it said, you see it here, it says Guam Department of Education, anyone in this group with this link can view. So if it's just something that you want to share, like a slideshow, then it's going to be just viewing, right? But we want to click change, all right? And then we change it here, right? Everyone in Guam Department of Education, we're going to change this to edit, right? When we have it changed to edit, then they're able to engage that digital interactive whiteboard. They're able to put sticky notes, they're able to draw on it, they're able to put pictures on it. They're also able to delete things. So you got to make sure that expectations are clear and students aren't just deleting everyone else's work, right? So I'm going to copy this link by clicking copy link. I'm going to click done, and then I'm going to go to my Google Classroom. So let me open another tab. Oh, it's already on Google. I'm going to click on the waffle, and I'm going to select Google Classroom. Okay. And then from here, I'm going to select one of my schools. I'll select a Stumble Middle School. And then on the stream, I'm going to add it. Here is a sample of how to use Jamboard for cooperative learning. Okay. Down here, I'm going to click on, let me scroll down so you can see it. I'm going to click on add, and then here I'm going to add a link, and then I'm going to paste that link that we copied earlier. There's that Jamboard. I click on add link. There's GDOE Jamboard. I'm going to click on post, and I can now, students now have access to that Jamboard. And when we have a video conference, I can say, please click on that link, and then they can access, engage, and manipulate that Jamboard. We also want to take note that there is a mobile version of Jamboard. So students may be able to access this Jamboard on their mobile devices. However, the mobile version of Jamboard does have limitations. You can see what's on the board, you can add pictures, but I believe currently the features don't allow you to type up any text to add to it. So some of our students may be able to access, but understand there are limitations. I'm also going to include this link to this specific Jamboard in the description of this video. I'm hoping that educators from all over Ireland will engage this Jamboard so we can fill it up with well wishes and get through this together. Here's another resource, hoping it helps expand our capacity and build our skill set. Thank you.